The morning felt routine. Officer Hayes leaned against his patrol car, coffee in hand, scanning faces that blurred into sameness. Across the street, Alicia Morgan adjusted her jacket, calm, composed. Their eyes met brief, steady. Something unspoken passed between them. He looked away first, uneasy, unaware that this quiet woman would soon redefine his world. Hayes's voice cut through the street like a warning siren. "Move along," he ordered, eyes sharp, tone unyielding. Alicia stood still, her silence louder than his command. For a moment, his badge seemed smaller. The air thickened, pride against calm, force against poise. He looked away, pretending control, but something inside him had already cracked. Hayes's patience snapped. "Don't test me," he growled, stepping closer. Alicia's calm stare held firm, unshaken. The crowd froze as his fist struck her shoulder, a moment too fast, too loud. Gasps filled the air. She didn't react, didn't retreat. Her silence became the protest his rage could never silence. Time stopped. Hayes's hand trembled as murmurs rippled through the crowd. Flashlights burned his face. Judgment had a lens now. Alicia's tone was soft but unyielding. "I'm exactly where I need to be." Her calm sliced through chaos. Hayes looked around. No backup, no noise, just silence turning against him. Power shifted without a shout. The precinct buzzed with forced normalcy. Laughter felt rehearsed, footsteps too careful. Hayes sat alone, tapping his pen, pretending nothing had happened. "Just another arrest," he muttered, but no one answered. Across the hall, whispers traveled faster than truth. A video, a punch, a crowd. The walls that once guarded him now echoed doubt. A young officer whispered, "It's everywhere, sir." The footage. Hayes froze, his knuckles tightening around the pen. The room went still. For the first time, silence sounded like guilt taking shape. The video played again, soundless, looping on 1,000 screens. Alicia remembered the meetings, voices talking over her, the polite smiles masking disbelief. "We'll get to it," they used to say. She learned silence wasn't weakness. It was strategy. Now, that same calm face filled the nation's feeds. Hayes's punch wasn't just caught. It exposed years of quiet dismissal. Every share, every comment, every frame peeled away the lie of authority. In the stillness between replays, Alicia exhaled softly. The system that ignored her voice was finally forced to listen. The break room was quieter than usual. Hayes cleared his throat, but no one laughed. "She deserved respect all along," a sergeant muttered under his breath. Hayes's jaw tightened. "We handle things our way," he said, voice sharp but faltering. Phones buzzed quietly, new emails, reopened cases. His badge felt heavier than ever. Officers shifted in their seats, avoiding his stare. The loyalty that had shielded him was gone. Hayes swallowed, realizing authority wasn't just about power. Silence had turned against him, and the room whispered truths he could no longer ignore. The TV flickered across living rooms. "Unbelievable," murmured a commuter, phone in hand. "Did you see this?" Hayes leaned back, eyes locked on the screen. "It's just a video," he muttered, voice tight. "It's everywhere," an officer whispered beside him. Silence followed. No one laughed. No one spoke up. Alicia's face filled every frame, calm, unwavering. I'm not," Hayes began, but stopped. The city watched, waiting, judging. Authority cracked, power dissolved. Fear was gone. Respect replaced it silently, and Hayes finally understood. He was known, not feared. The courtroom hummed with low murmurs. A reporter whispered, "It's going live again." Hayes adjusted his cap, fingers trembling. "It's just a video." Another officer muttered, "Everyone's watching." Alicia stepped in quietly. Eyes calm, no theatrics. Hayes glanced at her, then away. The gavel struck. Silence. Alicia's voice broke softly. Deliberate. Officer Hayes, do you recognize me? Hayes swallowed, voice cracking. You're Chief Morgan? Yes, and today it arrives on time. Whispers circled the room. Cameras caught every reaction. A young officer whispered to a colleague, He looked small. Hayes' shoulders slumped, confidence dissolving silently. Alicia's eyes didn't waver. They carried decades of dismissed dignity. The footage looped, the punch, the gasp, the stillness, each frame a reminder. No excuses. A voice muttered near the back. Hayes clutched his cap tighter. Lips pressed thin. The judge's gavel struck again. Even arrogance bowed down. Every eye in the room reflected a quiet reckoning. And for the first time, Hayes understood. Authority is fragile, and truth is patient. Hayes froze, eyes wide. Disbelief written across his face. A bystander whispered, Is he kneeling? He sank slowly, knees cracking, hands clutching the uniform that once felt like armor. Alicia's voice was soft, almost to herself. Justice doesn't shout, it waits. A reporter murmured, This is going to be everywhere by morning. Hayes' shoulders shook. Silent tears mixing with the glare of camera flashes. Another officer whispered, I didn't think it could happen. Alicia stepped forward slightly, hands at her sides, calm as the room held its collective breath. Hayes' lips trembled. I? No one interrupted. Even the murmurs stilled. The footage played again on a reporter's tablet. The punch, the gasp, the fall, a loop of accountability. Alicia's gaze never wavered. An internal affairs officer muttered, Power. It's fragile. Hayes lowered his head fully, the weight of shame pressing like iron. Alicia whispered once more, barely audible, Justice doesn't shout, it waits. The crowd held silence. Cameras clicked, and for the first time, everyone witnessed authority humbled. Truth unfolding in real time. Hayes sat on the edge of his couch, hands clasped around nothing. Staring at the badge on the table, a neighbor's footsteps echoed outside. No one knocked. He whispered to himself, It's just metal now. A text buzzed ignored. Another call silence. From the TV across town, the loop played again. The fall, the kneel, the quiet dignity of the woman who had undone him. He muttered, Everyone saw. Everyone knows. A former colleague's voice lingered in his mind. Maybe respect was due all along. The uniform hung in the closet, stiff and meaningless. Hayes' reflection in the dark window stared back. Unflinching, he swallowed, voice barely audible. I thought I was untouchable. Outside, the city moved on. Yet every screen reminded him power without accountability is temporary. The silence was heavier than any accusation.